And actually I think in the year that Worcester took those two pieces of silver back in 2012, it was the only team that came here and beat them.
Yeah, it was.
So we're all ready to go. Tip is taken by Plymouth, straight into the hands of Neil Watson. The man with a heavy weight of BBL experience, wasting no time, gets it inside to Rochford, goes to put it in off the glass, doesn't go. Sayers was there, couldn't collect it. Khan getting things moving for the home team. Worcester in transition. Need to nail something tonight and do something special. It's knocked out of the hands of Navahas, stripped away. Adekoya. Big three, nails the three. Straight off the bat. Opens the account for the Plymouth Raiders. You said it, Chris, you know, lethal from downtown.
Yeah, everyone's got to be respectful of everyone who's on the court, because obviously they can shoot that three.
Navahas goes to Can. He puts up the three from the top. Doesn't go. Penn collects it. Leading the league in defensive boards, Plymouth, so far this season. Penn muscles his way inside. Alex Navahas picks up his first foul of the game. So Penn on the line. Coach Gavin Love directing the troops from the sideline. Three-point game. A minute and change. Worcester yet to register anything so far. Rims out for Penn. Doesn't make the first. Nerves, start of the game. Worcester will be looking to certainly to settle those down. Penn's all string with a second. Raiders out to a 4-point lead. 8:50 to play in the first quarter of the ball game. Khan down to Navahas. Can't fit inside of Baczynski. Rochford's really making a nuisance of himself. Key to Rochford. Baczynski down, can't get it. They get ship it down to Adekoya. He's got Penn downtown, but he goes off the glass. No good. Baczynski comes up with the ball. Khan for Worcester. Baczynski drops low. It's lobbed inside. Interrupted. Stripped away. Worcester looking slightly frantic in their offense right now. Inside to Watson, and the foul and the bonus.
Yeah, Wolves are obviously trying to work post to post, and Plymouth have been very, very good. Although the smaller unit, a quicker unit, and that they're using that speed on defense to intercept the ball, read the plays, not let the post get into the spots. And offensively, they're just pushing the ball ahead as hard as they can and running as hard as they can. I think if they would have, it would have been smarter. They probably would have had about 3 or 4 fast breaks. But the Wolves have got to sort of stop the outlet pass a lot quicker.
Well, 6-point game. 2 minutes played. Wolves yet to register anything. But Brandon Parrish off the window sees to it that Worcester Wolves finally drop some coins in the jar. 5-point game. Watson, Rochford, big old unit, gets it down inside. Beautiful pass inside to Adekoya. He collects the foul, and that'll be on Dalin Baczynski. His first foul of the game.
I think that may have been on the other player, but referee made the call. Looked clean from Dylan's point of view, but whether the other player got him, I don't know.
That sends Adekoya to the line. All string with the first of those two. Jawad Adekoya, all string with the second. Plymouth Raiders out to a 7-point lead here at the Worcester Arena. Neil Watson, Ashton Khan, that's one hell of a matchup right there. Brandon Parrish lobs it inside to Dalin Baczynski again. That ball is interrupted. Paul James really not happy with that. Watson out in the corner. Louis Sayers fires up for 3, nails another one for the Plymouth Raiders. The lead is out to 10 You've got to feel Paul James probably going to feel a timeout coming, unless Worcester can halt the scoring drought. Wild pass out to Navahas, and he was reaching for it. Penn went for the ball, collected a foul in the process. So Worcester inbound from the sideline. Not a packed house here at the Worcester Arena. Extra seating brought in once again. Brendan Parrish, Palmer, Khan. He puts up a big shot from downtown, doesn't go. Baczynski goes for the afters, can't hang on to it. Sayers picks it up. Penn, he puts up three, he nails three. And the lead is out to 14, and Paul James has seen enough.
For and I say this in the wrong way. It's easier for Plymouth to hunt as a pack and disrupt the offence as a pack rather than what Wolves are doing and playing into their hands, if you like.
Well, dear viewer, no pun intended. It is known as the Wolf Pack up here. So I guess the hunting impacts probably should be going in the other direction. But Ashton Khan gets things back underway for Worcester. Paul James really looked to steady the ship there. Head fake. Navahas goes inside, draws the foul. And that'll be an end-line possession to Worcester, or a sideline possession, I should say, to Worcester.
Yeah, to be fair, Plymouth are playing very, very tough defence, and the thing is that, and Wolves have not got to back down from it, because at some point they'll have to back off, because nice play.
Great pass inside of Baczynski, rolls it in. Paul James having to use his bigs. Big team, Plymouth. They've got a lot of height. Rochford. Adekoya back inside of Rochford. Rochford kicks it out into the corner. Sayers nails another one. Worcester staring a 14-point deficit in the face. 4 minutes and shrapnel gone in the first quarter of this game. Worcester struggling to slow them down. Khan's looking to cut inside. He drives in, comes off his foot. Penn goes right, goes left. Looks to muscle his way inside. Fade away off the elbow, no good. Doesn't go. Parrish can't hold on to it. Navahas collects it. Khan now. You've got Baczynski dropping down low. Navahas kicks it out to Parrish. He floats it over the top. 2 valuable points for the Wolves. Cuts the lead down to 12. Worcester really need to establish a run here. They're facing something of an onslaught. Adekoya was way downtown with that one. Brandon Parrish picks off the rebound. Sayers bats it out of bounds. And subs for the Worcester Wolves. George Beeman checks in for Trayvon Palmer, Elvisi Dusha, and Robert Gilchrist. Steps in for Dallin Baczynski. So, 3-player rotation for Paul James. Elvisi Dusha made the BBL Team of the Week last week. Great game for him down at Surrey last week. Oh, Dusha. He was a long way downtown with that attempt. Comes off the ironwork into the hands of Penn. Penn's left wide open behind the arc. Doesn't make it. George Beeman pulls down the rebound. Dusha. Batted away by Penn.
Yeah, and that's that toughness I'm talking about. He came 100%, and it was either going to be he gets the ball and has a fast break, or he picks up the foul. There's kind of no subtlety with him at the moment, and that's it. They're saying, right, okay, I'm going to let the referee make a decision. He's going to have to make a decision. Not going to be like a soft thing.
Dusha, Robert Gilchrist. Or Gilchrist, I should correct my pronunciation. Dusha cuts inside, goes to dump it off to Gilchrist. He can't hang on to it. They ship it down to Adekoya for the flush. Plymouth Raiders out to a 26 lead here. We did say it's something of a bogey team for Worcester, so it's proving tonight. 6 minutes played in the first quarter. Beeman weaves his way out of the double team, cuts hard to the hole. That was an important score.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, Adekoya. He was only going one way. Dusha. Jawad checked in for the Plymouth Raiders. Nice move by Gilchrist. Couldn't finish. Neil Watson comes down with it.
Offensive.
And that is a foul. No, it's on George Beeman. So 14 fouls for Wolves anymore, and they're over the line.
The strange thing is for me is that Plymouth seems to be playing the tougher, more aggressive defence, and yet Wolves have picked up more fouls.
Yes. That's the way it rolls sometimes.
No, it just
that's the way it rolls. Adekoya ships it down into Rochford. Keith Rochford, such a big unit. Louis Sayers left wide open, nails another three. As you say, they are leading the league from downtown, the Plymouth Raiders, and they are showing what they can do tonight. 25-8 is the lead that they have established. 2:53 to play in the first quarter. Jawad is really making a nuisance of himself. Beeman manages to find Navas out of the double team. Sayers makes contact. Meanwhile, Adekoya rolls it in off the window. He's complaining to the referee, but it was just tough defence.
Yeah.
Mr. Wolves with a lot of work to do. They get it to Navas. Out to Brandon Parrish. Puts up the three, nails it. Another big shot from Brandon Parrish. And they're going to need him to find his range from downtown. Get it to Sayers. Jawad now cuts inside. Blocked by Gilchrist. Beeman, he puts up the three. Wild shot. Rochford collects it. Neil Watson takes it into the front court. Finds his way around Dusha. Kicks it out. Adekoya. Louis Sayers in the corner. He's all open. Great board from Rochford. But Gilchrist rips it away into the hands of LBC. Dusha now. Hands it off to George Beeman. Triple team. Gets it to Gilchrist in the paint, and that'll be a foul on Rochford. So, calm down, says Gavin Love. And you'd think with a cushion like that. Cheap fouls you don't want to give away. Rochford takes a seat, and Zach Wells checks into the game for the Raiders. Beeman on the end line, on the inbounds, finds Dusha. He's got Paczynski up top, can't find a way out. They're double teaming absolutely everything. Beeman now, a little head fake from him, dances his way inside. Comes off Jawad, so that'll be a Wolves ball from the end line. 7 seconds on the shot clock. They get it inside to Gilchrist. Can't finish. He's unhappy. He felt that should have gone, but the whistle goes. So he's going to have to go and earn those the old-fashioned way.
Exactly.
So, Robert Gilchrist, his first trip to the line in a Worcester jersey. It's all string with the first.
Little steps, little signs.
Raiders find themselves on 5 team fouls. So certainly the flow of the referee's whistle has gone the other way. Smooth as silk, Robert Gilchrist from the line. Watson Just to look at the chip away, but they need a stop at this end. Luis Sayers downtown ships it into Wells. It's a good matchup with Baczynski. Jawad for three. Way off with that shot. Comes down into the hands of Trayvon Palmer. Dusha. Gilchrist, Palmer. He steps back, puts up the three, nails another one, and that's more like it, says Paul James. Plymouth Raiders 27, Worcester Wolves 16, 40 seconds remain on the game clock. Wells, Watson, Jawad, Sayers. Oh, nice work from Sayers, darts his way inside, couldn't finish. Comes down to the hands of Baczynski, hands it off to Trayvon Palmer. Palmer now. Gilchrist looking for the ball. Forces the foul from Jawad. That's very intelligent play.
Yeah.
Very smart play.
That's the thing about post players. Some guys like to fight each other, and they're playing the wrong sport. Other people just let them kind of fight you, and then just go weak on them, and they just show how much they're pushing on you, and the referee has to call the foul.
Gilchrist makes the first of those two. Came in Gilchrist to fill the void left by the departure of Jamel Kennedy. Can they turn it into 3 points? They collect that rebound. It's Dusha now. Dusha, Baczynski with the pick and roll. He can't find him. Gets it back out to Gilchrist. Palmer puts it up at the end of the shot clock. It's three. Gilchrist trying to come down with it. There's another whistle on the plate, and so Wolves cutting that lead back down to 10. Jawad Adekoya on the line for the Plymouth Raiders. Makes the first. Plymouth Raiders, won't be lost on you that they're also leading the league from the charity stripe this season. So Adekoya doesn't make the second of those, and Jawad just stepped out of bounds. Words with the referee. In fact, he didn't step out of bounds. It's a Raiders ball into Wells. Watson, he puts up three right on the buzzer. Doesn't go. And we're at the end of the first quarter. The Plymouth Raiders lead here in this PBA.
Of intensity for the rest of the 30 minutes.
Well, Wolves really unbuttoned by that 11-point scoring run, which really, you know, unanswered.
And the thing is that with this aggression, can they not only maintain it physically, but can they maintain it in not getting themselves into foul trouble as well?
Busy night round the league. Bristol Flyers with the Leicester Riders in town there. Riders leading that one in the second period, 31-24. The Glasgow Rocks are taking on the Newcastle Eagles. They're leading by 10 points up there at the Emirates Arena, and Leeds at Cheshire. Phoenix, Cheshire edging that one 24-21 right now. We are back underway here at the Worcester Arena. Gilchrist, Palmer back inside to Gilchrist. He's looking to create some space for himself. Little shake and bake, spins round, fade away, doesn't go into the arms only of Jawad. Ah, great ball down to Zach Wells. Lays it in off the window. Gilchrist hands off to George Beeman. Gets it to Palmer, and blocking foul is called. Offensive foul. So sloppy turnovers. More turnovers than a certain well-known bakery chain, I would suggest.
Didn't think Rick was playing.
It's a private joke. Adekoya, Wells hands it back to Adekoya. Watson was flying inside to collect it. Didn't go well, sets a screen, rolls inside. Adekoya opens it up, gets it to Yarborough line, and he stepped out of bounds. So, turnover ball to Worcester Wolves. .13 is the lead for the Plymouth Raiders. George Beeman, Palmer, Dusha, Baczynski puts up the three. Big man nails the three for Worcester. Cuts the lead down to 10. But Plymouth Raiders well and truly with their noses in front in this one. And Adekoya drives inside. Dallin Baczynski takes the hit. Checks that his teeth are all still connected to the inside of his head, which it looks like they probably are. So it's a 10-point lead. Subs. Adekoya checks out. Neil Watson checks out. Penn back into the game. And the Irishman, Dylan Costello, gets his feet on the floor for the first time this evening. Raiders leading here by 30 points to 20. Palmer, Dusha, Baczynski, he's got to bundle his way inside, rolls that hook over the top, doesn't go. Good board from Beeman, and he draws the foul. So that'll be a Wolves ball from the end line, and that foul count starting to rack up for Plymouth.
Exactly.
8:21 to play in the second quarter of the game. Beeman gets it to Dusha again. He's double teamed. Baczynski to Dusha at the top. Gilchrist, Palmer, Trayvon Palmer switches on the afterburners. Can't find Beeman. Penn interrupts it. Costello now. Yarbalainen puts up three. Doesn't make it. But Wells is there with a rebound. Opts to kick it out to Penn. I thought he'd have gone up with that. But 10 on the shot clock. Worcester trying to hustle them out of it. Louis Sayers and look for all the world like a travel, but the ball has gone out of bounds, and that'll be a Worcester ball from the end line. Good pressure, good defensive pressure from Worcester.
Better.
So George Beeman. A bit of confusion there, Dusha. I don't think he was expecting him to turn up, but he's collected it. Beeman, he kicks it out to the corner to Trayvon Palmer. He's left all open. He nails another one. And all of a sudden, Worcester Wolves look like they could be back in the race here. 7 points. They've cut down a 13-point deficit coming into this quarter. Dylan Costello ships it down inside to Penn. He can't finish. Baczynski comes up with it now. Well, VC Dusha. Worcester need to find something here. And there's a whistle on the play, and that is a blocking foul on Dylan Costello, and Coach Gavin Love calls a timeout. Unsurprising. Yeah.
Break that run up, break the momentum if he can. Better.
Well, nearly back underway. Gavin Love would have reorganised and re-energised that group of players. No changes as they come back in. Dusha trying to find his way around Dylan Costello. Gilchrist got to deal with Yarbalainen, and he muscles his way inside, goes to put it up, doesn't go, comes down. Costello has it. Great work from Penn, but he can't finish. Great burst of pace from him, but they get it into Gilchrist, looks to roll it over the top, can't finish, but he collects the foul, and he will go to the line. Worcester needing those stops. Meanwhile, subs for the Plymouth Raiders as Neil Watson checks back in. Louis Sayers takes a seat. Sayers a real servant of the Plymouth Raiders over recent seasons. Neil Watson, of course, with plenty of BBL silverware on the mantelpiece in the Watson household. Gilchrist has no trouble sinking the first of those. Worcester Wolves now back within 6 points. What looked like a game that was being stripped away from them. All of a sudden they find themselves back in touch. It's a 5-point game. Back to a two-shot game. Worcester need to keep their composure. Penn switches on the afterburners. Costello to get it back inside of Wells, but it's stripped away. Dusha has it. George Beeman, surely the simplest of lay-ins, off the window. And Worcester Wolves are within 3. Dylan Costello for the Raiders. Wells, that's woken up the crowd here at the Worcester Arena. Penn, he is blocked. They get it down to Dylan Costello. Can he finish? He stepped out of bounds with it. It's a turnover ball. And that'll be a Worcester ball from the end line. Subs, Jarvalainen steps out, and Keanu Rochford checks back in for the Plymouth Raiders. What a passage of play from Worcester to haul themselves right back into this game. And it was 4 minutes into the first quarter where they were in serious trouble. 4 minutes into the second quarter, and suddenly Paul James steadies the ship and the players duly deliver. 3-point game. Plymouth with their noses in front. Costello gives it away. Gilchrist hands it off to Palmer, lays it in off the window. It's a 1-point game for the Worcester Wolves. 30 points to 29, 5:42 to play. Second quarter of this BBL Championship game. Plymouth Raiders finding themselves already on 14 fouls in the quarter. So all of a sudden it's a steep hill. Penn is blocked again by Brandon Parrish, or Gilchrist I should say. Whistle on the play. They are in the bonus.
Yeah, 5 minutes of everything to go for. And the beauty of that is that, I mean, yeah, it was a foul, and the sportsman will take, hopefully take the 2 and get another offense. But it's the intensity. It's just the anticipation. They want it more now.
Well, Robert Gilchrist, under the new rules, it's judged as an unsportsmanlike. So Gilchrist, he has been picture perfect from the charity stripe so far this evening for the Worcester Wolves. And with the pace of this second quarter, it feels like we've already played 40 minutes. 5:29 still to play in the second quarter of the ball game. George Beeman will inbound for the Worcester Wolves. Dusha, Gilchrist, Vincy Dusha, and Robert Gilchrist certainly fitting into this, slotting his way into these plays. He's a player with a very, very high basketball IQ, and he's making it count tonight. Rochford down to Watson. Worcester with a slender 1-point lead. Big 3 up from the corner, and there you go. Those are the important shots. Brandon Penn, the big man, stuffs it in from the corner. 2-point game. Raiders 33, Worcester Wolves 31. 5 minutes remain to play in the second quarter. Palmer, Dusha, Worcester looking to make something happen, something special. Gilchrist doesn't go. Good board from Trayvon Palmer, and he's displayed that all season. He has a go for everything attitude, doesn't he? Palmer is on the line, and a T warning, a technical warning given to the coach Gavin Love,
and to all the players. I think it was all the players, all the Plymouth players.
Palmer is not going to be able to tie this game up with this next one, but he will bring it back to within 1 point of that slender Plymouth Raiders lead. Makes a second. Rochford, Watson now. Tomczyk is checked in for Dylan Costello. Tomczyk's looking for a way inside, goes into Zach Wells, who's way off with that shot. Ball again has gone loose, but it's connected again. Good work by Watson, and that's the easiest of flushes for Zach Wells. Raiders back out to a 3-point lead. Dusha gets it out to George Beeman. He fires up for 3. He nails the 3, and it's George Beeman who locks this game up at 35 apiece. We said this one had a top matchup written all over it, and it is really starting to deliver. 35 apiece here. 4:02 remain to play in the first quarter of the ball game. Keanu Rochford, Penn, Zach at the top. Rochford with the screen. He's got to go over the top of Robert Gilchrist. Short with that. Tough shot at the end of the shot clock. Baczynski collects the defensive board. Dusha. What can you do from here? Ah, nice pass inside. Daniel Baczynski, who flushes it down.
Anything your big man can do, I can do better, sort of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. 2-point lead with 2:02 to play in the second period there. And Leeds Force and Cheshire Phoenix. Cheshire leading that by 45 points to 30. So, back here at the Worcester Arena. It's going to be Jawad Adekoya who gets us back underway. Tomczyk, Rochford, Watson at the top, Wells, good ball movement, Rochford inside, and he is fouled. And he's going to go to the line.
Who do they call it on? 24.
So,
Beeman.
George Beeman, that's his second foul of the game. Rochford is on 3 for the Plymouth Raiders, as is Brandon Penn, 2 of the big men. And it's been a real muscle job in the paint tonight so far. Rochford too long with that one. Baczynski collects the rebound, hands it off to George Beeman. Worcester with a 1-point advantage in this game. George Beeman puts up the 3, doesn't go. Rochford comes up with it, hands it off to Watson, steps back, puts up the 3. He's left all open. He's not going to miss it from there. He'll knock him in all day and all night. And Raiders take the lead again. 2-point game, 2:53 to play until we reach half-time here at the Worcester Arena. Beeman, Dusha. Good pass to Gilchrist. Can he find the 3 points? He can't, but Trayvon Palmer comes up with it. Comes back into the hands of Trayvon Palmer. They get it out to Ovisi Dusha. He puts up the 3. Too long. Again, Trayvon Palmer is there. He is dispossessed. And a whistle on the play. And that will be, I think, the 4th foul on Rochford.
Call it on 7.
No, number 7. Nick Tomczyk. So his first foul of the game. Rochford was looking at the referee as if to say, wasn't me, officer, I didn't do it. Beeman makes the first. He wasn't able to lock it up last time. Can he lock this up at 39 apiece from the charity stripe? George Beeman for Worcester. He does indeed. And subs for Worcester. Robert Gilchrist sits down. Alex Navahas, the monster of Malaga, checks back in. And Järvelainen checks back into the game. For Rochford, for the Plymouth Raiders. Tomczyk looking to find his way inside. Wells getting out to Järvelainen, fires up for 3. Too short, doesn't go. Out of bounds. And that will be a Plymouth ball from the end line. Off the fingertips of Daniel Baczynski. 2:09 to play in the second quarter of this ball game. Furious pace to this second quarter. Great recovery from Worcester, but Plymouth ain't going nowhere. That rims out. And Dusha gets things moving again for the Worcester Wolves. The player who's really found his stroke in the last couple of games, Ovisi Dusha. And another foul is called. It'll be Daniel Baczynski who will go to the line this time. Draws the contact.
Are those his first free throws?
They are his first free throws.
See, it's funny. Normally it's him who's taken more free throws than any other player.
Well, he didn't make the first. This fixture really poised, 39 apiece. It's a good matchup between these two teams. Uncharacteristically, he's been good from the line, Baczynski, so far this season for the Worcester Wolves. Watson running some clock. Goes inside, dumps it off to Wells. He can't finish. Baczynski comes up with it. Ashton Khan now. They get it into the corner to Alex Navahas, who nails another one. Wolves out to a 3-point lead. Now they need to stop. Plymouth Raiders keep coming like a battering ram into that Worcester defence. Lung-busting stuff from the Plymouth Raiders. Watson, Adekoya, doesn't make it. Wells collects it, loses it. Baczynski takes it. Ashton Khan now takes us into the front court. Back to Baczynski. Hands it off to Khan. Khan switches on the afterburners, goes left, off the window, collects the foul.
Those are the ones you expect to score. Those are and ones. Here's an interesting point. On it, let's just check. No, it's still not. Plymouth have not gone back to their starting five since the start of the game. Since the first rotation, he hasn't rotated back to the starting five. I was just looking just to see, but
well, Louis Sayers has checked back in for Tomczyk, who's taking some rest. Keep an eye on the foul count, particularly Keanu Rochford and Brandon Penn. They're two big post-up players for the Raiders. Worcester out to a 5-point lead now. Wells. Watson kicks it back out to Yarmalainen for three. Too much on it. Navahas comes down with it. Khan. Paul James calling the play. 31 seconds on the game clock, 13 on the shot clock. Baczynski still looking to run a bit of clock here. Ashton Khan goes to dance his way inside. A travelling call. Yeah, that was a travel all day and all night, I think.
Yeah, he called a play and then didn't kind of run it.
Play it.
Yeah, he didn't. They half ran it, but not to the. I know the play, and they didn't run it how it should be run.
So Watson cries a defence here from this sizable crowd here at the Worcester Arena. Louis Sayers from the corner, it rims out. And it just seems nothing dropping for the Plymouth Raiders in the last 3 or 4 minutes.
But that's because Wolves, because they're up. That was a contested shot. I think Palmer was there, hand in his face, exactly what you want.
Well, we're at half-time. Worcester Wolves
at half-time, whereas Wolves wanted to just carry on. And Wolves have been that sort of team for a long, long time. It's what they do in this quarter, which I think will be the way the game will go now. Is whether Wolves have or need to have another solid quarter.
Well, Rochford and Brandon Penn both carrying 3 fouls starting the second half of this ball game, and Penn leading scoring for the Raiders with 10 points, and Rochford finds another 2 to get us back underway. So Raiders back within 3. Trayvon Palmer goes to float one over the top, no good, doesn't go. Watson picks it up, ships it down to Sayers. He's got to find his way around Brandon Parrish. He's hustling him out of it. Rochford bundling his way inside, gets it back out to Penn. Adekoya in the corner. Oh, goes to dump it off to Neil Watson, but he collects it. Watson pulls up for 3. Oh, beautiful shot from Neil Watson. Stop and pop 3-pointer locks this game back up at 44 apiece. Ashton Khan now goes to drive inside, kicks it out to Brandon Parrish. Khan goes left, loses his footing. He's on the floor, needs to hold on to the ball. That'll be a jump ball, and the possession arrow points the way of the Worcester Wolves. So it'll be a Wolves ball. .44 apiece at the start of the third quarter of this ball game.
For me at the moment is if I was Coach James at the moment is that making that decision. How soon do I change it or up to go back to that five that started the momentum change, and how long do I stick with my starters who have been the ones who have been with me all season, sort of scenario.
Well, Navahas in a tangle with Rochford, and Rochford can ill afford to pick up any more fouls. Alex Navahas carrying 2. Adekoya, Penn, he goes to weave his way inside. He's dispossessed, end-line ball, rueful smile on his face as he was looking for that foul. It didn't come.
Yeah, arms up in the air.
He was like a windmill, but the referee wasn't having any of it, so Neil Watson will inbound. He was looking for Rochford on the inbound. He goes to Penn. He's looking to hustle. Slip with his pivot foot there. Referee let that go. Watson is blocked. It came into the hands of Baczynski. Khan now is going to float it over the top. It's too short. Doesn't go. And Louis Sayers can't hold on to it. Knocks it out of bounds. And that is a Worcester. No, that decision has been reversed. That's a Plymouth ball from the end line. So Sayers to Watson on the inbounds. Watson. He turns on the afterburners, gets it to Penn, ships it down this side of Rochford. Nice spin from Rochford, can't finish off the glass. Navahas comes up with the ball, ships it out to Ashton Khan. Khan's now looking for a way inside Brandon Parrish. Parrish starting to find a stroke from downtown in that second quarter for Worcester. Baczynski goes to hand it off, fakes that, drives inside, flushes the ball. And just inches Worcester ahead once again by 2 points. Rochford now. Adekoya at the top. Palmer's on the deck. Adekoya puts up the 3. Oh, he nails it. Goodness me. It is end-to-end stuff. Navahas hands it off to Ashton Khan. 18 on the shot clock. Baczynski. Brandon Parrish. Palmer. He puts up the 3. This time it doesn't go. The ball from Penn. Raiders leading defensive boards in the league. Watson. Rochford on the pick and roll. Nice work. Flushes it down. Raiders out to a 3-point lead. 6:48 to play in the third quarter. It's gone very cagey all of a sudden. Seems like both teams feeling each other out at the start of this third quarter. Navahas lobs it inside to Baczynski. He's backing down and going to work. Fade away 2. In the paint, down to Baczynski. Pulls Wolves back within 1 point.
I don't know whether Coach James was shaking his head at the referee or the Dallin for taking the shot.
Penn, long range 2 from him. No good. Baczynski pulls it down. Ashton Khan ships it down. There's a lot on that pass of Brandon Parrish. Couldn't collect it. Gets it back to Khan, however. Baczynski, he makes the room. Khan goes inside. He's blocked by Rochford. And Coach Gavin Love is unhappy about something. Remonstrating again with the referees.
4 minutes. That's that rotation I was on about.
There it is. Robert Gilchrist checks back in, as does George Beeman. Calm, Parrish and Navahas take a breather, and Beeman collects
third.
That's his third foul. Pushing foul was the call from the referee. So it'll be Jawad Adekoya to get us back underway. Rochford, Neil Watson, he puts up the three, nails another one. Neil Watson, that's his favourite spot on the floor, I think. So Raiders out. It's a 4-point game. Again, Beeman, Paczynski. Paczynski opts to hang on to it. Gets it back out to Dusha. 12 on the shot clock. Robert Gilchrist, he can't hang on to it. Stripped away by Neil Watson. Watson fumbles the ball. Keeps it in bounds, however. Adekoya draws the contact. And is that a foul on Trayvon Palmer?
His first, we'll take that one.
So Plymouth Raiders 52, Worcester Wolves 48 with 5:08 still to play. They were out as far as 20 at one stage in this game. The Plymouth Raiders unbuttoned Worcester with an 11-0 run early in the game, but right back in it.
And this is what I said about the start of this quarter is so important for Wolves, and they've kind of stumbled a little bit.
Six-point game, the Worcester Wolves. Dusha ships it down inside to Dan Paczynski, and he's going to the line to add the bonus for the Worcester Wolves. Patient play.
Yeah, smart play. Plymouth thought it was going to be given to the other big man, Gilchrist. Instead, he read the play, got the ball inside, and finished. And that's what you want from your big man. You want when a guard's fouling you, you want him to finish and get the and-one as well.
Paczynski is not having a good night from the free throw line tonight. It remains a 4-point lead for the Plymouth Raiders. Great ball movement. They ship it back out to Penn. Opts to go inside to Rochford.
Yeah, Penn and Rochford have been working well this quarter.
Dusha, Beeman, Paczynski, George Beeman. He puts up the three. Wild shot doesn't go too much on it. Penn comes up with it again. Rochford is going to bundle his way inside. Louis Sayers now at the top. Sayers steps back, drives inside, kicks it out to Penn. Shake and bake from him inside. He's blocked. And Gilchrist showing what he can do. Dan Paczynski checks out of the game. Subs for Worcester, Alex Navahas and Brandon Parrish check back in. And George Beeman takes a breather. And you said having Robert Gilchrist has given Paul James some options tonight that he wouldn't have otherwise had.
Yeah, I was just thinking that this is the first time him and Navas will have been on together. See how this pairing works. It's all about these big men pairings is the interesting thing.
Rochford, I'm having none of it. He says he's going to find those points. The Raiders are back out to an 8-point lead here at the Worcester Arena. Navahas, Dusha, Brandon Parrish in the corner. That rims out. Nice work from Alex Navahas with that putback off the window. Dusha interrupts the ball, knocks it out of bounds. So it's a sideline ball for Worcester. Watson cuts inside, hard to the hole, lays it in off the glass. 8-point lead, VC Dusha. Palmer, Dusha looking to go inside to Alex Navahas. Get it into Gilchrist. Oh my word. He's like a hot knife through butter, finds his way inside. Brandon Parrish now. Can Parrish do something from here? Kicks it back out to Palmer. Stop and pop from the elbow too. From Trayvon Palmer for Worcester. That's woken the crowd up once again here at the Worcester Arena, but it's the Raiders who lead here by 6 points, 3 minutes 12 to play in the third quarter. A finely balanced matchup, this one. Both teams really hunting out what will be a critical win for both of them. Penn kicks it out to Watson. Watson step back three from him. This time it doesn't go, and Brandon Parrish pulls down the rebound for Worcester, hands it off to LBC Dusha. Dusha nearly went to ship it down to Navahas. He ships it down to Navahas now in the corner. He puts up the big three. No good. Great board from Sayers just to snatch that back for the Plymouth Raiders. Penn now ships it down to Adekoya. Long range two from him. Nails it. Wide from him. Nails it. Winding up that scoreboard for the Plymouth Raiders. Still locked up at an 8-point game. Concentration on the face of Paul James and Gavin Lugg exercising his lungs in his area. But Gilchrist did well just to keep control of that. Lays it in off the glass.
Yeah, he lost it and then fortunately got it back.
Watson. Oh, great work from Robert Gilchrist, but he put his foot on it. Yeah, but he knew where that was going.
Yeah, I was smart putting his foot on it so the guy couldn't get the ball. He needs to say, right guys, we're going into the fourth quarter. We've survived. Both of you've still only got your 3 fouls. Play normal now. Just go back, and that's the secret. That's the secret of the game at this point.
And it's been the 3-point shooting that really's made the difference. That's the only stat really that stands out for Plymouth. I mean, everything else is pretty much evenly matched. 8 from 11 and 12 from 17. So, or 6 from 18. I beg your pardon. 10 from 23. So 43%. Plays 33% from behind the arc, and there's the difference between the two teams. But Dusha did well to hold on to that, but he stepped out of bounds with it. And that will be a Plymouth ball from the sideline. Referee's having a discussion, but
yeah, there's no ball control.
Adekoya, Watson puts up the 3. Tough shot on the clock. Parrish manages to pick it up, ships it down to Trayvon Palmer, and he jams the ball down. Cuts it back, the 4-point game, but Penn at the other end, and Rochford with the afters. What a great link-up between those two players so far tonight. 1 minute 18 until we get to the end of the third quarter. 6-point game. Worcester looking just to chip away. Navahas draws the foul, and that will be Penn's 4th foul, so surely he is going to take a breather right now. Jawad is ready to check in, which indeed he does. So Eunice, Jawad.
This is where Wolves got 1 minute now where they can turn the screw, if you like.
Palmer. Penn's been so effective. Dusha, he puts up the 3. That doesn't go, rims out. Adekoya picks it up. Goes to Jawad and down on the right-hand side. He drives the baseline, reverses it in off the window. Great play from him. 8-point game. And another foul is called. In fact, that is, I think, on Jawad. So he now is on 3 fouls. And foul count racking up for both teams in this quarter. But certainly on balance, Plymouth probably the least happy, or Gavin Love the least content of the two coaches as far as overall foul count is concerned. They need to keep that defensive intensity up in the fourth quarter of the game. But as it is, they lead by 8 points. Dusha, he's looking to find a way inside, goes to dump it off to Gilchrist, manages to collect it, flushes the ball down, and it's back to a 6-point game. But as you say, it's back to that rotation that works so effectively in the second quarter. Oh, nice handoff to Watson, kicks it back out to Koberline and puts up the three. Doesn't go. Gilchrist just manages to hang on to it. Palmer now, Dusha calling the play. Gilchrist looking to find his way inside, drops down low. They get it out to Trayvon Palmer. He puts up the three. Oh, Palmer nails it. Cuts it down to a three-point game, and a timeout gets us back underway for the Plymouth Raiders. And don't go anywhere, because I think we are set for a grandstand finish. It's going to be another night of high drama here at the arena in Worcester. It's virtually on as even between these two teams. Louis Sayers, a little head fake from him, drives inside, goes to put it off the window. I think Gilchrist may have got a hand to it. He's calling for the ball. He wanted that quicker from Trayvon Palmer, but he didn't get it. It goes back to Elvisi Dusha. Dusha drives inside, kicks it out. Probably should have opted to get that ball outside, but they get it out to Dusha. Nails a three, Elvisi Dusha. Elvis is in the building. The crowd really enjoyed that. And again, locks the game up. 66 apiece. The free attempt from Jarmalainen is no good. It's collected by Navahas. Dusha ships it down. Trayvon Palmer. He nails another one. Trayvon Palmer. And the crowd are on their feet here at the Worcester Arena, just to find themselves with a three-point advantage. It's just a game of inches and fine margins. Jarmalainen, the crowd here looking to get behind their team. Great ball movement. They find Adekoya. He steps back and he nails another one. Adekoya for the Plymouth Raiders. It's a three-point festival at the Worcester Arena. Dusha directing the traffic. We are all locked up at 69 apiece. Both coaches scratching their heads.
Well, both teams have gone zone. So it is. You do shoot the zone down, but both teams have gone to a zone defense. So that's why the threes are raining.
Well, there's a whistle on the play. That is going to send Elvisi Dusha to the line. It's a foul on
Zach. I think Zach Wells. So Gavin Love's now rolling the dice, putting the two big men back in.
Well, it was Louis Sayers actually, but his first foul of the game. But yeah, he's put Rochford back in. As you say, he played at the foul count.
Yeah.
It just shaves that edge of intensity off.
Yeah.
So he's rolling the dice, Gavin Love, with Penn and Rochford. So Dusha just takes them out to a slender 1-point advantage. Elvisi Dusha strings both. Watson, long pass down to Adekoya. Jarmalainen, beautiful dump off to Penn. Muscles his way inside, locks it up, and he's going to the line to add the bonus.
It's almost like anything you can do. And I'm one this end, I'm one that. It really is, and it just needs to be. One of the teams needs to just say, right, okay, let's lock. Are we going to lock it? We're going to lock you down.
Well, nobody's getting put away so far in this game. Well, it did look in that first quarter as if Worcester could almost have been dead and buried very early on. But goodness gracious me, haven't they come back into this contest tonight? Dusha, he's at the top. Goes to Navahas in the corner, head fake. Pull up three from Navahas, nails it. It's that stop and pop shot that he loves so well. Just edges Worcester in front by one. Neil Watson now. Watson for the Plymouth Raiders. Penn gets it down to Jarmalainen, and long range two rolls over for him, and Rochford just couldn't collect it. Dusha comes up with the ball, kicks it out to Alex Navahas, puts up the three, no good, and that will be an end line ball. Jarmalainen, Penn and Rochford going for it. Well, one of them knocked it out of bounds.
Yeah, but a little bit of a lack of communication from Plymouth there. I don't think there was a Wolves player. I think there was three of them, and there wasn't one of them was a Wolves player there.
Well, either way, they've maintained possession of the basketball. It's out to Alex Navas. Gilchrist inside to go out to Dusha. George Beeman at the top. Beeman, he puts up the three. Doesn't go. He's looking for that to drop, but it's a 1-point lead. And here come Plymouth again with Neil Watson. He kicks it out to Jawad. Penn in the corner. Way short with that shot. Long rebound into the hands of Alex Navas. Dusha now. Beeman. George Beeman. He turns on the afterburners.
Great body control there.
Tears the lane open, drives his way into the paint, and Gavin Love calls
Take a little bit of a...
Take a risk.
Take a risk.
Take a risk, essentially, yeah. I mean, it's interesting, you talked about that rotation at the start of the game, and you look at those bench points, 6 off the bench for Plymouth tonight, playing 27 for Worcester, and it's, as you say, it's that one spot that makes a difference, and it just suddenly opens up all those possibilities.
Yep.
Gavin Love, maybe that's what he meant when he was talking about making the playoffs, but I don't see any sign of that tonight. There's so much link-up play going on, particularly between Penn and Rochford tonight. Adekoya in that supporting role, and you've got Watson, who there's another one.
That's on Rochford.
So, well, that's Rochford on 4,
yep.
And Penn on 4 with 6 minutes 50 to play. He's not going to want to see that.
Exactly, and now that's where Wolves need to be smart in the plays that they call, smart in the people that they call them for, to go and say, right, identify, still run the play, but within the play, you go to that player. There you go, straight away. I've gone to Beeman, who's been marked by Penn.
So Beeman is blocked on his way up. Gilchrist comes up with it. And he somehow manages to roll it in, can barely believe it himself, but it's gone in. Worcester Wolves now out to a 5-point lead. That's a wild pass, but it's collected by Adekoya. Jawad and back to Adekoya. Watson fakes the 3, gets it into Rochford, who finds those 2 points off the window. Rochford now carrying 4 fouls. And so Worcester Wolves with a tiny 3-point lead here. As we said, drama at the finish. The drama played out in 4 acts, and this is the last of them as we head into that last 5 minutes down the stretch. That's going to be...
And there he goes.
That's Rochford gone.
Yeah.
Now that could prove decisive. Is it Wells who's going to come back in? Yeah, Wells is up off the bench. And that's going to hurt Plymouth. That link-up play, it really has been extraordinary between those 2 guys. I mean, they really battled tonight. And I guess that foul count also is a testament to that level of intensity.
Exactly.
So, a quandary for Gavin Love. Parrish can't finish, ball goes loose, and that will remain a Worcester Wolves ball from the end line. Worcester 77, Plymouth Raiders 74. There are 5 minutes and 58 seconds to go. It's a long way in a game of basketball, as we all know. We get it inside to Dallin Baczynski, who's checked in for Alex Navas. Watson dumps it down to Kovalainen for the easiest of lanes. Gilchrist unhappy. They managed to unbutton the... So, Wolves with a 1-point lead as we head into the last 6 minutes of the ball game. We remind you that Keenan Rochford has fouled out. Gilchrist thought he was fouled there, but Jawad comes up with the ball, ships it over to Watson. Neil Watson, he goes to cut inside. They get it out to Adekoya. They've left him all open in the corner, and he's punished them. 2-point game. Dusha, Gilchrist, Baczynski, Dusha again, gets it inside to Gilchrist. That just comes off the side of the backboard. Worcester rush back in defence, turn and face, and you see you get a face full of Neil Watson. Jawad, well, he was left all open, couldn't finish, not connecting from downtown. Dusha comes up with it, the lane opens up in front of him, draws the foul. Good smart play from Ovisi Dusha. And that'll be...
The thing is that Wells is saying that he was straight up, but he was straight up, but walking across. So his arms, everything was straight, but he went across the player. And that's what the referees just explained. Yes, he was straight up, but he stepped across it.
So that puts Zach Wells on 3 fouls. Reece Dusha nails the first. And it's all string for Reece Dusha from the stripe. Locks the game back up, 79 apiece. Paul James only used one of his timeouts in this quarter. Gavin Love has used 2. He can often prove decisive down the stretch when you're trying to move the ball into the front court. Watson gets it to Penn, the other line, and back to Watson. Adekoya can't connect from the corner. Parrish is fouled.
Penn's gone.
And that is Penn fouled out of the game. Well, you just couldn't make it up, could you?
And that's 2 shots as well.
Yeah, that's 5 team fouls for the Plymouth Raiders. And Brandon Parrish steps up to the line. And if
Paul was caught up in it then, he was actually trying to call a play, and actually I just kind of go, calm down, coach. It's free throws.
Well, 79 apiece. Brandon Parrish on the line for the Worcester Wolves. It wipes its feet, but they all count. Gavin Love is looking very, very frustrated in front of that Plymouth bench, and well, he might, because 2 key players have fouled out of the game, and they really have been the architects of the performance tonight, with a full supporting cast. Watson, good pass inside, lobs it into Yarber line and dumps it off to Wells. Wells collects the foul, and he is going to go to the line. In fact, he was looking at the referees if he thought he was called for an offensive foul, but he is going to go to the line. 81 apiece. And time seems to stand still in games like this. Paul James not with any major headaches from a foul point of view on the board. Gavin Love with his 2 key men gone, it kind of balances things out, but as you said, who's going to step up now?
Yeah, and the thing is that Wolves kind of can't breathe and go, oh yeah, we got them out, so we're going to do it. Now they've got to do this.
No chance, as we said. It's that kind of matchup. You know, this did an epic written all over it at the start of this game, and it really has delivered. Khan gets it down to Brandon Parrish. He puts up the 3 from the corner, rolls over the top, doesn't go. The ball is loose, but Sayers comes up with it. Watson, Yarber drops to the corner. Watson hangs up, out to Louis Sayers, drives baseline, kicks it out to Adekoya. Back out to Watson. Well, that's his favourite spot on the floor, and no foul, says the referee. Comes into the hands of Brandon Parrish. Ashton Khan, all he's got to do is roll it in off the glass, and the Worcester Wolves find themselves once again out to a 1-point lead. Goodness me, breathless stuff. The last 3 minutes of this game. Yarber and Neil Watson now for the Plymouth Raiders. Adekoya, Louis Sayers in the corner. Sayers, long cross-court pass to Watson, gets it down to Yarber and puts up the 3. Again, doesn't go. Wells can't hang on to it. Palmer comes up with the ball, and here come the Worcester Cavalry once again. Brandon Parrish out to his right, dumps it off, goes inside, kicks it out to Alex Navas. He nails the 3. Oh my word, that was a big shot from the big Spaniard Alex Navas for the Worcester Wolves, sending them out to an 86-82 lead with 3 minutes 13 to play. The crowd again on their feet here at the Worcester Arena. Watson inside to Zach Wells, but he fumbles the ball. It's loose, and it is a Worcester Wolves ball from the sideline. So, goodness me, catch your breath, folks. It's going to be a big finish. It's a 2-shot game, 3 minutes and 5 seconds to play, and it ain't over till it's over. There's a long, long way to go, and the rate at which that clock is stopping, it could still prove to be a long night for one of these 2 teams. So Ashton Khan, the Worcester Wolves captain, gets things back underway. He's got to find his way around the formidable experience of Neil Watson. Parrish now. Parrish, Khan, Trayvon Palmer, he drives baseline, kicks it back out to Khan. He almost can't collect it, but he gathers the ball, and Adekoya is whistled for the foul, and that will be 2 more shots for the Worcester Wolves.
Well, I think if Gavin Love doesn't get hold of his team, they're just going to lose the plot a little bit, and I think that they have done to an extent. I mean, Neil Watson, he tried to get by the foul off the big man there, and then they've been called for attempted flopping down here. So they just got every time the official calls something at the moment, some of the players are just talking to the referees. You just got to go, look, forget the refs now.
Play.
Just play.
Yeah. Well, Ashton Khan nails the first of those. 2:46 remain on the game clock. 5-point game. Mark 6 on your card. Ashton Khan sinks another one. So it's Adekoya now, the Plymouth Raiders, and it's these fine margins at the end of the game. Jawad, and he drives inside, floats it over the top, too much on it, doesn't go. And that will be a Plymouth ball from the end line. I think that came off Baczynski. So they retain possession of the basketball. 14 reset on the shot clock. So they have a bit of time to craft something from here. But they need these points, Plymouth. Watson couldn't get it inside. He draws the foul, however, and he is going to go to the line. Smart play from Watson, that.
Yeah.
Very smart play.
Seen that before. The question you have to ask is that I don't think his feet were actually in when he got the ball back.
Hard to see from here. Ref's on top of it. But no, the referee is saying you're not going to the line. So, well, I guess the referee agreed with you, Chris. So, Watson inbounds, 2:36 to play, 14 on the shot clock. Plymouth needs to craft something here. Oh, it's batted away by Ashton Khan. Good work from Louis Sayers to keep it back inside. They get it down to Watson. He steps back, puts up the 3. This time it doesn't go. Comes down to Zach Wells. He's muscling his way inside. Oh, Watson, he's a long way downtown, Neil Watson. Oh, that was a big shot. Every ounce of his BBL experience there. Miles out, Neil Watson. Pulls it back to a 3-point game. Baczynski goes inside, and he is going to the line for the bonus. Just listen to the crowd here at the Worcester Arena. The Worcester bench on their feet. The Worcester crowd on their feet. And Baczynski on the free throw line for the Worcester Wolves. 5-point game, 2:07 to play. So Baczynski, just to put this beyond a 2-shot game, he doesn't manage it. Zach Wells holds on to it. Not a good night from the charity strike for Baczynski, but Sayers in the corner for 3. Oh my word, Louis Sayers. Anything you can do, I can do better.
And that's exactly what I've just been saying.
That's been the script, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
Two-point game. Worcester Wolves 90, Plymouth Raiders 88. 1:55 to play. Raiders in the bonus, 5 team fouls. Worcester Wolves, 3 team fouls. They need to find a way to capitalise on that if they're going to win this game. Navahas hands off to Brandon Parrish. Parrish, he drives hard to the hole, doesn't go. Gilchrist can't quite hang on to it. That'll be a Plymouth ball from the end line. 2-point game, 1:38 to play. Wells, Adekoya, Watson. Jawad Sayers down in the corner, goes inside to it. Jawad can't finish, and he'll be very unhappy with that. They get it back to Ashton Khan. It remains at a 2-point game. Worcester play their get out of jail free card. Ashton Khan again. Watson looking for the opportunity to swat that ball away. Navahas resets the screen, kicks it back out to Khan. They get it back out to Brandon Parrish. He puts up the 3. This time it doesn't go, but it's back into the hands of Navahas. And he's called for the travel. Well, he was looking for the foul there. The referee said no chance. It's a turnover. 2-point game, 59.7 seconds to play.
Don't think the rest want to go home.
Well,
they're enjoying the game too much.
We're into the last minute. It's a 2-point game. Watson just lets it run. Worcester going to want to run the clock. Plymouth want to run the play. These are the games you live for. Yarbalainen! Oh, no good. Doesn't go. Wells comes up with it.
Offensive foul.
And he's called for the foul. You just could not make it up. That is going to send Worcester to the line. And, wow.
And Zach Wells is off.
So, the big men, Gavin Love, in the last 46. It's going to be Jawad and Sayers, I would suggest, you're going to have to try and step into that position.
It's still a one-shot game.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Unless that rotund lady begins singing, it ain't over. Dylan Costello has checked back into the game for the Plymouth Raiders. 46.5 seconds. I just remind you, 2 points. Robert Gilchrist is on the line, and he needs these 2, but he doesn't make the first of those. So, Worcester Wolves, they need a big box here.
Now, Plymouth have got to decide, are they going to go quick or run the clock down and make sure of a shot?
Well, Gilchrist nails that, so they need a 3 to tie this one up. 44 seconds remain. Adekoya, Watson, Jarbalainen sets the screen to get it out to Tomczyk. Oh my word, doesn't go. Gilchrist comes up with it. Navahas, Ashton Khan, foul. So Adekoya slows things down.
I think PJ's asking the referee, what attempt did he do? Because the new rule is that you have to attempt to go for the ball. Was there any attempt, a legitimate attempt to actually go for the ball without fouling, or was it just, I'm going to foul?
Ashton Khan, unimaginable pressure if you're on the line in a situation like this, but he soaks it up. Ashton Khan, easy as you like, he says. But it remains a one-shot game.
No, it doesn't.
If it's a 3, you're nearly there. A 2-shot game, I beg your pardon. So this will...
Yeah, Plymouth will go quick. Plymouth will have to go quick now.
Here goes Watson. He switches on the afterburners. Adekoya! Oh, no good. Doesn't go. Ashton Khan picks it up. And surely he's going to lay it in off the window. Ashton Khan, 95 points to 88. Adekoya drives inside. Can't finish. Jarbalainen is fouled. So he is going to go to the line. 17.4 seconds. Timeout coming, surely.
Well, no. I mean, he's not going to call a timeout because he doesn't want that. PJ will call a timeout because they'll advance the ball down the court. But Gavin Love, no.
Jarbalainen makes the first. 6-point game. Can he cut this down to a 5-point game? He can.
There you go.
Yunus Jarbalainen cuts it down to 5, and there's the timeout we were talking about on the clock, just as that was called. So 19 seconds on the game clock. I think on your screen still says 12, but it is 19 seconds on the game clock, and you can hear the crowd here at the Worcester Arena. Worcester Wolves 95, Plymouth Raiders 90. 5 team fouls for the Plymouth Raiders, but 4 now also for the Worcester Wolves. This is where those fine margins can make all the difference. Gilchrist gets it into Ashton Khan. He is fouled, and he is going to go to the line. So with that, only 2.4 seconds taken off the clock. So important shots for Ashton Khan. If he makes them, he chips away. If he misses them, Raiders need to box out and convert in transition. Khan nails the first.
Now it's almost like, do you make it or do you miss it? Because if Gavin Love, has he got a timeout? Has he got a timeout?
3 taken.
3 taken. No, he hasn't got a timeout.
Yeah.
So make it.
Ashton Khan nails the next one. The crowd on their feet here. Oh, Neil Watson puts up the three, doesn't go. Navahas comes down with the ball. Yarmalainen is all over him. But Navahas collects it in the last 4 seconds of the game. They go to Brandon Parrish. Parrish down to Khan, and there is the buzzer, and the Worcester Wolves register their 3rd win in succession. They took down the Manchester Giants.